Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean Stacking the Money Green. Give me a follow on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And as always, Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. Use a promo code JUICE25. Get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 and a $25 free bet. All right, here we go. Don't call it a comeback. Actually, it was a pretty sweet comeback. 3-0, all 2-unit bets. Let's go. And we got Thursday Night Football. Weird Thursday night game. Going to get to that. Not even giving out a side. We'll get to that. Mostly props, totals. Yes, if you're wondering, I am wearing the Grateful Dead hoodie that got us out of the freezer back into the heater. Nice little 3-0 run here. Let's, don't want to get too excited. Again, take it at one day at a time. All right, first up, Heat -7. They won and got the cover against the Lakers, 112-98. I just got to stick with it. Lakers fading them on the road came through in a nice spot there. Villanova +12.5. They lost 74-66, but they got the cover. That's all we care about. That's all that matters. Last but not least, New Mexico -6, win and the cover, 88-69. That New Mexico team, I'm telling you, they're good. I realize they're New Mexico. We're not talking about them getting to the Final Four, but they will be a sneaky team tournament time because no one's, assuming they get in. I definitely think they certainly should be getting in right now, still undefeated. Don't see how they don't get in almost at this point. Don't want to put the kiss of death on them because I think they're going to be a fun team in the tournament to make us a couple bucks because no one's going to be, only us sharps or the hardcore degens will be on New Mexico. Everyone's like, New Mexico, they even have a team? That's where we get paid. Hey, speaking of getting paid, what about getting a free jersey? That's right, Earl Campbell autographed jersey. Sweet, sweet Houston Oilers throwback. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/bettingpros, hit subscribe, comment on this very video. And, why don't you comment again? Let's go AFC. Who do you like to win the AFC right now? Very interesting. Nice little, it's pretty interesting right now as far as who's going to even get the 1 seed. Got a big game, Bills-Bengals, that's coming up. Chiefs obviously are going to be a tough out as well. So chime in. Who do you think is going to win the AFC right now? All right, here we go. First up. Let's just talk about the game in general. I don't have a play on the side because this is it's kind of a gross spot. I would go Titans a +12.5 if I had to pick a side. Just because the Cowboys play down to their competition. Titans don't need this game at all. They are going to be arresting Derrick Henry. Again, hopefully you're in the Discord, bettingpros.com/chat. I pointed out that the other running backs backing up Derrick Henry, Haskins and then Chestnut, their anytime touchdowns were posted on FanDuel before it seemed like he was going to be ruled out, Derrick Henry, and clearly he was going to be ruled out. Chestnut's anytime touchdown was like +500. That dropped all the way down to like 2-something. Haskins was like 360. Now it's down to like 110 over on FanDuel. So I'm not going to give those out now because the price is like half of what it was. But again, good reason to get in over there. bettingpros.com/chat. Cowboys obviously need this game. They have an outside chance to get the number 1 seed. Titans don't need it at all, but the Cowboys have really played down to their competition. Now they have a game where they're a 12-point non-conference road favorite. And again, they've played down to their competition. They just had a big win against the Eagles. This is a massive letdown spot for them. So I'm just going to completely punt on the total. Speaking of punts, I think we're going to see a lot of them. Cowboys at Titans, give me the under 39.5. Get that over on FanDuel. Primetime games have just been really great to the under so far. The Titans just keep getting involved in really, really ugly games. Malik Willis and this offense has looked really bad. I think it could be a letdown spot for the Cowboys. We saw them struggle with the Texans. We saw them struggle with the Jaguars. And they're just coming off a game where it was kind of a shootout. Now it's a short week. Like I said, non-conference road favorite on a Thursday night is a really tough spot for them to get up physically, emotionally. I think we're just looking at an ugly game. So I'm gonna lean into it. Give me the under 39.5 over on FanDuel. Only 2-unit play I have for the slate. Dak Prescott to throw an interception over a half. DK getting 2 units on that. I think it's minus 110 right now. He's thrown 12 interceptions so far in 10 games. And in those 10 games, he has 8 games with an interception, only 2 games without. Obviously, you guys can do the 10 minus 8 math. But and the Titans have had moments, especially in these past couple weeks. It doesn't stand out as much because they played the Texans, but they went into Los Angeles and played some really good defense against the Chargers. Now, a bunch of their defensive players, key defensive players, that are kind of banged up a little bit. It sounds like they're going to sit some of them. That being said, I still like this at even money, considering how Dak Prescott just finds ways to throw an interception. Even in the win against the Eagles, he still managed to throw a pick six. Again, how the Eagles didn't cover. No one wants to hear me complain about that, but come on, Eagles, you got to figure out a way to get that cover. So, yeah, give me Dak Prescott over a half interceptions for 2 units. Next up, Malik Willis, anytime touchdown. I'm seeing it plus 330 over on FanDuel. I think, it looks like it's going to be Haskins and Chestnut for the running backs. I think their prices, Haskins is kind of the lead back, but, they're both rookies. So I could really see them splitting carries. Maybe Chestnut gets a look. I think Malik Willis could take over the goal line back role. Again, assuming Derrick Henry is not playing. He's doubtful right now. So for me, again, I think they're going to rest him. So I think Malik Willis, anytime touchdown, increases in value. He got a rushing touchdown last game. I think, they got to figure out something with their offense. Any of the pass catchers, probably not even a great price at this point. Wouldn't be surprised if they try some new read option stuff, some design runs for Malik Willis, anything to get this offense a spark. And Malik Willis is a really good athlete. We saw it some in the preseason. He hasn't done a good job running so far this season in his limited starts here, limited action. Did come off 7 for 43 last game. So I think they're going to try and run him more. Obviously, near the goal line, you got QB sneak as an option. You got design run stuff. So, yeah, give me Malik Willis anytime touchdown, 1 unit plus 330. Now, leaning into the angle that this is going to be an ugly game, first drive, a punt at minus 150 over on FanDuel. Again, the Titans offense, them starting out slow, going 3 and out feels pretty good. And then even the Cowboys, like I said, coming off a big win, going on the road, short week, Thursday night. I don't see either team coming out and being super sharp. I like the price at minus 150, especially when you're considering some of the other options here. These Thursday games, they just continue to kind of be ugly. So I wouldn't be surprised. Minus 150. Last week it wouldn't have hit, so it almost makes me like it better this week. Last week it was Trevor Lawrence turned the ball over, so that wouldn't have qualified, obviously, for the punt. But first drive being a punt, minus 150, and it's kind of a DGen bet in and of itself, right? Like, it's just a super fun sweat. Great way to get things started. And, of course, bettingpros.com/chat. I'll toss in some first touchdown plays, maybe a DGen play as well in there. So stay tuned. And, hit me up. You guys got any questions? But I would take Titans if you're leaning aside. You have to bet aside, but I think I'd just go with some of these fun props and a total here. So give me the first drive to be a punt at minus 150 over on FanDuel. Give me Malik Willis, anytime touchdown plus 330 over on FanDuel. Give me Dak Prescott to throw an interception for 2 units, and give me Cowboys at Titans under 39.5. Again, Thursday Night Football has been ugly. Let's lean into it. Haven't seen anything crazy from the weather, but it just consistently hasn't looked great on Thursday night. Cowboys do have something to play for. Titans have nothing to play for. It just seems like we're going to see an ugly game. So let's at least get paid for it. BetMGM.com, promo code JUICE25, $1,000 risk-free bet, and a $25 free bet. Doesn't get any better than that. Follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my other podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast. And you know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.